Greetings, mathematicians. Today we're going to be looking at mental math strategies to solve division. Topic 5 is moving into division. I know we're moving quickly, but I think that you are ready to handle division. So first, let's go over some vocabulary. I'm going to show you a strategy, how you can solve these division problems with these powers of 10. Remember, powers of 10 are those numbers that end in zeros and that you can see a basic fact. So you know that some number times 9 will give you 81. So let's look at, first of all, the vocabulary so you understand the process. So we call the big number inside the house of the division house, we call that the dividend. D-E-V-I-D-E-N-D. The number that we are dividing the dividend into equal groups is called the divisor. And the answer to our division problem that we'll find out will be called the quotient. To find our quotient, we really need to understand what the dividend and divisor mean. And like I said earlier, that the divisor is telling me how many equal groups are we going to break the dividend into. To demonstrate that, I'll simplify this division problem really quick. Let's say we were looking at the division problem 81 divided by 9. You always say the dividend first. 81 divided by 9. Remember, division is the inverse operation to multiplication. So instead of adding repeated groups, we're dividing a number into repeated groups. So this divisor would tell me we would have 9 groups. Then we would have to split 81 into those 9 groups. So if you count it all the way out, I'm thinking of a number times 9 that equals 1. Well, I know 9 times 9 is 81, so there would be 9 in each of these groups. And that's division. We get a little strung up on division, thinking that it's this really long, hard process. And yes, you will break a lot of numbers up that are large and take a couple steps, and you have to know your multiplication facts. But it's important to conceptually understand that your dividend is split up into the amount of groups of your divisor. So let's go back to the one that we were looking at here. This is in your textbook. I think it's number 7 that you'll do today. We have 8,100 divided by 90. So a strategy you can do for these ones that have these extended facts is to turn it into a fraction, because all division problems are essentially just fractions. And you're going to put your dividend on top. So it was 8,100 as my numerator over my divisor of 90. You're asking, Mr. Hoffman, why am I doing this? This is going to help you simplify or cancel out those zeros. So what I want to do is I want to cancel a 0 on top and cancel a 0 that's a buddy on the bottom. So we know that this 0 is going to be canceled. This 0 is going to be canceled. And that leaves me 810 and 9. So what I'm going to do is leave this 0 alone for now, and add that onto my final quotient, which is the answer, remember? And I'm going to box the numbers that aren't the 0. That gives me a simplified division problem. We're looking at now 81 divided by 9. So you have a couple routes you could take here. If you're not sure of the multiplication, I can start listing my 9 facts and asking me how many times does 9 go into 81? You could really just create a list over here. 9, 18, 27, 36, 42, and keep going until you hit 81. Or, if you're really desperate, you can draw 9 circles and put 1 in each circle until you hit 81. We already talked about it. We know 9 times 9 is 81. You know, if you think of your fact family and you have 81 at the top. Let me draw that larger so you can see it. '81's at the top. You would have a 9 and a 9 in your fact triangle. 9 times 9 equals 81. 81 divided by 9 equals 9. 81 divided by 9 equals 9. So my answer, my quotient, would be 9. And you want to make sure you put that on the top here of the 81, the last place value. So how does this help me with this one up here? Well, if you look here, I'll write my answer in pink. 81 divided by 9 we know is 9. That cancels out that right there, and then we have that 0 that we'll just bring over. The answer would be 90. So 90 times 90 should give you 8,100. Well, we know how to do this and check that work using extended facts. So let's look. We said 90 times 90 should be 8,100. 90 times 90. 9 times 9 is 81. Add my 2 zeros. Did I get the same as my divisor? Sorry, my dividend? 8,100. 8,100. So today, if you get lost at any time, I suggest maybe watch the video again, follow along with this video, and that'll help you simplify your division problems. Remember that your dividend goes on top, your divisor goes on bottom. Cancel out those zeros. If you have a 0 on top and a 0 on bottom, you can cancel it out. If you have multiple zeros, you can cancel them out as long as you have 1 on top and 1 on bottom as a buddy. And then box your basic fact. Use your understanding of multiples. If you're not sure how many times a number goes into another, list out the multiples of that number. And then think of your fact triangles if you need to. And that'll help you simplify these and find the quotient. Good luck, mathematicians. Can't wait to see your work.